Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we welcome all the devotees, all the youths from all over the Bombay once again to the Radha Gopinath temple for this PRERANA festival. Although we had some long gaps because of constructions, and despite this rains and this construction going on, you all came. We are very thankful to all of you. Hari Bol. And today is a very special PRERANA program because we have His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu with us. So Radheshyam Prabhu doesn't need any kind of introduction because you all very well know how Radheshyam Prabhu is known to the youth community. Radheshyam Prabhu, he is being IITian. He is passed out of IIT Mumbai, and thereafter he worked for few companies in Pune, and later he full-time joined in Pune. So originally, actually, he belongs to Chowpatty, but now he's serving in Pune, and not just in Pune, he is acting as a president there in Pune, and there are many other global services he does. He is a president to a Hyderabad temple in a president board. He also travels to the USA. He does many seminar and programs in different universities, including MIT, Boston's, and Caltech, and so many wonderful universities he does. Also, he does programs in big corporates like Amazon, Google, and so many wonderful companies there, Infosys in India, and so many others. He has penned down so many books, especially for the youth. He is also IYF director of Pune, which is a leading youth wing. And he's always giving many inspirations all across the world to so many youths. He is an inspiration for us at Chowpatty also. We also get we also feel much inspired by his mood and spirit of connecting to the youths and sending this message of Bhagavad Gita. So we are so thankful to Radheshyam Prabhu for giving his valuable time and giving this PRERANA class. So let's thank Radheshyam Prabhu loudly chanting 3 times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Volume, can increase a little bit, volume. Hare Krishna. You all can hear me toward the end? Volume, who is increasing the volume? Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, now it's better now. Prabhus, you all can hear me toward the end? Last row, can you hear me? Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. जय श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ ललिता विशाखा की, श्री श्री गिरधारी गोपाल की, श्री श्री गौर निताई की, श्री ल प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all of you for the PRERANA festival this month. Very surprising to see so many of you even on a very heavy rainy day. I was telling the organizers that I am very pleasantly surprised. Generally in Bombay the rainy season has very heavy rains. You all have taken the time out evening to come. Thank you very much. This topic of staying calm and staying strong is a very vital topic, especially all the more now in the current times. Due to the very challenging situations all across the globe from various fronts. 9 million people have been laid off from jobs from the IT companies, but 11 million IT jobs with people of knowledge with AI have come in, which means from one point of view, 9 million people are laid off, but 11 million jobs are coming. It's not the jobs are not there. Those people who keep abreast of the times, they are getting jobs also. Correct, no? So, but it can be shocking to some people, sudden change. Just like in my generation in those days when people switched from writing accounts notebook to tally software, when they had to move to computer, it was people don't like change. But people see the old things becoming obsolete and new things coming out. So, also the world has been facing challenges in terms of wars in different places, tense situations. So, I think this topic is helpful in every front, in academic front, in your professional front, family front, in your dealing with friend circle, in dealing even in spiritual life. This topic of staying calm and staying strong is very important. When I was a school-going boy, one day my school bus came and stopped in front of my house, and the driver was giving a horn, bomb, 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 he was making sound. I wanted to quickly board the bus, but the problem was my shoelace was having a pig knot. You know what's a pig knot? Shoelace is supposed to be like this, and you like that it should come out, but there was a pig knot, and I tried to remove it, it was not coming out. And the fellow was making sound also. That was irritating me also. So I took the shoe and I was beating. Like that I was beating down. And my mother was standing next to me, smiling. She said, "Beta, by beating it, how it's going to open?" Then I said, "It's not opening, therefore I am angry," I said. So then she took it with a very cool head shake, just removed it, pig knot, and then she put it on my feet. And she said, "Let him keep making the horn, you don't worry. You do it with attention," she said. And she put me in the bus. On that day, I could see if we don't maintain a calm disposition, even small things cannot be done. Many times, if you're going to be angry or upset or depressed or irritated or frustrated, even simple things don't happen. Just like here, this boy went for an interview. They asked him, "What's your name?" He said, my name is the guy who is applying for the post," he said. So they laughed and they told him, "Don't panic. Your interview will go very good. Don't worry. Sit down. Take it easy. Take your kerchief, wipe your sweat, and tell us your name," they told him. So when you are panicky, you even forget your own name also sometimes, isn't it? In the same manner, you may sometimes have experienced. One boy was, searching for the, TV remote. He didn't find it. He was shocked. Where is it? He checked in the sofa. He lifted the pillows. He moved the sofa aside, moved the fridge. He checked inside the fridge also. He checked in the bathroom. He moved the bureau in the house, took the rug completely upside down. He went to the kitchen, scolded his mother, scolded his father, searched everywhere. They also started searching. Everybody searched for an hour. And where did he find it? He found it in his own pocket. You see? So, we can see we waste our energy, time on so many things because we are panicky. When we get panicky, we become blind to see very simple things also. But everybody has the question on how to not panic in such situations and maintain a cool head. We will learn about it today. So, I heard a story of one. Okay, we will see what Dr. Kalam says. You see, never complain about difficulties in life because God always gives the hardest roles to His best actors. He says. That means if you got a very hard thing in your life, that means you accept it as a project God has given you. Huh? If you accept it like that, you can imagine, oh, God has chosen me for this. Huh? And if you take it in that mood, you will very happily do it. Imagine if your boss tells you in the company that this is a very difficult thing to do, therefore I couldn't think of anyone other than you. So how many of you will feel happy? Only half the hands are up. Isn't it? Of course, if you do it, you are going to be given the credit also, isn't it? So he says, difficulties in your life don't come to destroy you, but to bring out your hidden potentials, he's saying. Even let the difficulties know how you are also too difficult to handle, let them know. Therefore it is said, when going gets tough, the tough get going, it is said. And it is true with people like Prahlad. We are all going to see that Narsimha movie, isn't it, very soon? Isn't it? Prahlad was really, he was very tender, 5-year-old child, but he was really tough for his father. His father couldn't do anything. He could make the whole world bow down to him, chanting Om Yaranyaya Namaha. But one 5-year-old boy, Prahlad, said, you are not God. Narayana is God. And he was really super bold, confident. So here is an example, Prahlad was very calm even in such situations. Actually, when you see that some situation is in front of you and it is beyond you, you don't know how to handle it. One has to then think about doing something creatively, isn't it? You pray to God for some good intelligence, for some creativity, isn't it? Like you heard the story of that rabbit once was caught by a lion. So the lion wanted to eat him up immediately. But the rabbit said, sir, please let me go to my home and say bye-bye to my relatives and come back. By 1 o'clock I'll be back, he said. But then he returned back at 2 o'clock. So the lion became angry. He said, hey, you said you'll be back at 1, why are you back at 2? So he said, sir, on the way, there was another big lion like you. He claims he is the king of the jungle, not you. I repeatedly told him, you are the king, and he is not believing me. Therefore, sir, I had to argue with him for 1 hour. And the lion said, really? Take me there. Who is that fellow? And you all know the story, how he showed a well, isn't it? Where the lion peeped in and he saw his face and he jumped into the well, and that was the end of the lion, isn't it? So, Prabhupada uses the word buddhir yasya balam tasya, he says. So, out of the two, who was more stronger? Lion is strong and rabbit is weak. But who won ultimately? Rabbit. Because he didn't panic in that situation. He thought calmly, with my limited strength, how I can win the situation. And he applied and he won it. Similarly, I heard a story of one. See, there was a sadhu in the forest. There were 2 sadhus in the forest. Suddenly, a tiger came in front of them. So one sadhu is panicking, you see. Other sadhu said, oh, tiger, very nice. Today you have come in front of me on your own. Inside my jolna bag, I have one more tiger I have captured for eating. And the tiger was wondering, what? You eat tigers? He said, yes. But how could you keep such a big tiger in your jolna bag? He asked. You don't believe me? I'll show you. Because he has to put tilak, he had a mirror. So he took the mirror and showed him. And the tiger looked at his own face and he was shocked. My Lord, this fellow seems to be a mystic. He is storing tigers in his jolna bag. So immediately he ran away from there. And after he ran away, he went and told the leader tiger that there is a dangerous one, monk. He catches tigers in his jolna bag. He said, really? The leader said, let me come. Don't worry. When the leader came, he brought another 10 tigers with him. Again, they all came here, you see. All the tigers came. So this other monk panicked even more. So this monk said, oh, very good. I was just waiting for the leader of the jungle. At last, the leader tiger has come, because I am fond of eating the leader ones always. Yes. As soon as amongst all the tigers, the leader heard it, my lord, immediately he became frozen. He got shocked. Hey, he is targeting me? Immediately he took a U-turn and ran away. When he ran, all the tigers ran away. So, in our life also, tiger-like situations will come. If the simple, straightforward solution will not work, then one can think of different solutions. You can think of some creative solution, you can pray to God for some inspiration. Because sometimes situations are not always simple and straightforward. Sometimes situations are complex. And we may not be able to immediately handle. Panicking is no solution. Panicking is in tamaguna. You may cry, you may panic, you may faint, and you become depressed. Just like 2019, when COVID came, one of the companies in US, from 900 crores, they came down to 300 crores. So the boss panicked. When you panic, you don't get any ideas, because creative ideas come in Sattva-guna, not in Tama-guna. So many people actually had to close down their companies. But other people found out alternatives. Like ISKCON is also a very big organization. And our activity is preaching, isn't it? So in 2019, when we had to be within 4 walls, everybody was within 4 walls, all putting masks on their mouths. So we didn't go for preaching for a month or so. We were having classes amongst ourselves. Then we were wondering, when is it going to be lifted? When will we be allowed to go out? They said it may be 1 year, it may be 2 years, it may be 3 years. Then all ISKCON devotees worldwide found out how to conduct classes on Zoom. Now, at that time, even a Mataji who is 80-year-old woman knew how to operate Zoom. They learnt in ISKCON. Now everybody connects on. So ISKCON's preaching became practically 24 times magnified. So they converted misfortune into good fortune. You can see that. So we don't have to think that there is a dead end. There is no way out. There are always alternatives. You will get alternative ideas. Recently I had gone to a tuition center to give a class. So many children, many of those tuition students came to me and said, Swamiji, please bless me that I'll crack the exam. And I'll make it. I'll get into IIT or I'll get into NIT. So I told them, yes, I'll pray that you get a very good score and you get into IIT. But I told them you should always have plan B, plan C, plan D. If you don't crack plan A, don't think that this is the end of your life. That's always plan B, plan C. You should always have alternatives. And why you should be satisfied with the alternatives, one student was asking. I am targeting something. If I don't get that, I am gone. He said, no, it's not like that. You see, in life, your academics is a small part of life. It's not everything. There is also a sports life. There is an entertainment life. There's time with God, time with relatives, time with friends, time with hobbies. There's so many things in your life. Academics is one part of life. Like there was one boy who did engineering, but then he could get only 58%. So wherever he went for job, everybody closed doors and said, you couldn't even get first class. No job for you. He tried about 200 jobs. Went for 200 interviews, nothing clicked. He went to his father and asked, I am thinking of a new out-of-box thinking idea. He said, father asked, what is it? You told me that you have a land, isn't it? So his father had a piece of land. He said, yes. So help me with some money. And then he built a house with 10 houses, two houses in one floor. 5 floors he built, 10 houses. And each house is left for 20,000 rupees rent. And now he's getting 2 lakh rupees per month. And these houses are close to a college. So all the college students stay there. So now he's sitting at home and earning 2 lakh rupees every month, although he has no job now. Isn't it? His father gave him land, his father gave him money. His father had no clue of how to develop that land. He was an old man. But the son took some initiative. Why am I telling you these things? In life, there are always alternatives. And those who practice Krishna consciousness, their lifestyle is sattvic. They sleep early, they rise early, they chant the holy names, they read the Bhagavad Gita. By reading Bhagavad Gita, you get ability to discriminate what is short term, what is long term, what is instant pleasure, what is everlasting pleasure. Like Prabhupada writes, you read this purport 18.38. There he says, Vishayendriya samyogat yaddadagre amritopamam pariname pishamiva tatsukam rajasam smritam. One verse before that he says, yaddadagre vishamiva parinamo amritopamam tatsukam sattvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. Is saying that if you read that 18.38, purport Prabhupada is saying, when a young boy sees a young girl, they are immediately attracted. And most of the students will go for instant pleasure. You want to see them, you want to touch them, you want to get close, even without the permission of parents or relatives or marriage or anything like that. People immediately go for that. And then Prabhupada says, the end result doesn't come out well. Because when you get close, you become attached. And you are unable to give up that relationship. It can start with a handshake and end with abortion or anything in between. Like one boy came crying to me. He has never come. First time he came to our temple, I asked him, what happened to you? Who are you? Why are you crying? He said, sir, I introduced my girlfriend to one of my friends. She ran away with my girlfriend. She came and cried. I never thought he'll be so mean-minded. Then I told him, you are saved in your life, I told him. What are you saying? I am saved. How am I saved? I said, if that girl is not chaste to you, if she is running away with another boy, it is good that she didn't marry you. Imagine after marrying, she ran away with somebody, you will be even more miserable. Is it not true? So then he understood, yes, now I am saved now. So Krishna saved me now. He said, now I am fed up with all such activities. He said, now let me chant Hare Krishna peacefully. So why am I saying this? This attraction in this world leads to instinctive pleasure. But the instinctive pleasures are all painful at the end. Like all of the students, in the beginning of the semester, you think anybody takes studies very seriously? No. In the holidays, if somebody is buying the books and reading, he will be a laughing stock for most boys, correct? No? Like some of us, 3-4 of us in our college, we used to buy the books in the holidays. We used to read in the holidays. Of course, we were object of ridicule for many. They would say, is this time to read? This time to play? And when the college would start, the teacher would teach, and we can easily understand what the teacher is speaking if you have read the books. So the holidays went fruitfully, and the classroom study also was fruitful. We could understand the teacher. Evening we would come back and do the review, and we backed the top ranks. Very easily we would be 3-4 hours in the top 3-4 ranks because we were well ready in advance. This is another very important thing. If you don't want to panic in life, always prepare ahead of time. You will see that, isn't it? And then as the semester would proceed, after 3 months our syllabus is over already. Then we would take foreign author books and read more books. And then we can revise before the exam. On the other hand, there are students who would never study in holidays, never study in the beginning of the semester. At the end of the semester, they will run here and there and get photocopy and try to study. They put the same hard work what we put before. Correct, no? So what is the difference between putting hard work in the holidays and in the beginning of the semester versus putting hard work at the end of the semester? What is the difference? Both are equal amount of work. But the work you do at the end of the semester is accompanied by panic. Whereas we have no panic. Because we are preparing ahead of time. You understand the difference? And another thing is, when you make endeavor here in advance, our time in the class with the teacher also went fruitfully. Whereas these boys were wasting time in the class, they would be with the mobile. Is it not true? Because nothing makes sense for you when you sit in the class, when you are not reviewing the class notes and everything. So, Tapodivyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyet yasmat brahma saukyam tvanantam. In the Bhagavatam it is said, those who are spiritualists are always well ahead of time, and they know the long long-term consequences. Like for example, when you get a wound in the knee, you apply a tincture. As soon as you keep tincture, is it very cooling? Initially it is burning. People say like that, but immediately it will be cooling after that. Similarly, sattvic activities are all painful in the beginning, but they lead to everlasting happiness later on. Like getting early in the morning, is it very happy? Is it a joyful thing? You get up at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and see everybody is sleeping, again you go to sleep. You think nobody is awake, I am the first one awake. Again you go to sleep, isn't it? But once you get up, take a bath, where the tilak can come in front of the Lord, you feel very happy after that. And that happiness is called sattvic happiness. So, in this way, here you can see Arjuna also panicked in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He lost his composure. He started weeping, he put his Gandiva bow down. And Krishna asked him, Arjun, what is this? You are a Kshatriya warrior. You are supposed to stand for Dharma. Now you have become like a coward. Why have you lost your courage? Although you say that you want to show sympathy, your enemies will laugh at you, he said. They won't agree your sympathy as sympathy. They will say you are cowardly. So Krishna taught the Bhagavad Gita and woke up Arjuna from his, from his lethargy or from his depressed state. So Bhagavad Gita is a very amazing literature. You can see many students who are depressed nowadays ask, how can I get motivated? One should read Bhagavad Gita. You see how Arjuna was motivated by Krishna. So if one studies the Gita very carefully, there are many deep scientific facts explained there. Like for example, the three gunas, Tamaguna, Rajaguna, Sattva and the knowledge of the soul and the body, the matter and spirit. So although the knowledge is deep, if you learn from Prabhupada's books, then one can get greatly spirited. Okay, now let us see how to remain calm while living in a world of storms. One time, when we were constructing our NVCC temple in Pune, at that time we had come to Bombay, somewhere in Thane. One rich man, crorepati man, he wanted to give something like some 50 lakhs or 1 CR or something like that. So he was known to a group of people in Pune. So then we thought we will go and for fundraising. We came as a team of 8 of us, we came. So we went to that building and we are supposed to go to 21st floor. So we boarded the lift and the lift was going up. Between the 8th and 9th floor, the lift stopped. 8th floor is here, 9th floor is here. It stopped in between. We could only see the cement. The collapsible door they have, no? We're just seeing the cement. And we were wondering, hey, what is this? And the lift boy said, don't worry, it'll come in a minute. Then it'll again go up, he said. So we were free from anxiety. Anyway, it's going to come. But then, because 8 of us were there in the lift, the oxygen was running out. Because we were feeling a little uneasy. But it became 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We started feeling some suffocation. And then the lift boy said, oh, I think generator is also not operating. Therefore, it is not going now. And then the boy said, last week he read in the paper that some 10 people died in a lift. Because he's a lift boy, no? So he spoke about the lift. After we heard that, everybody started shivering. This should not be the second episode. Fortunately, we all had bead bag with us. Everybody put the hands on the beads and we closed our eyes tightly. And we thought, this is the last moment we are going to get. Let us chant as much as possible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Very intensely we were chanting. Probably we must have chanted 3 or 4 times on the lift. Zoom, it went up. Of course, the lift didn't go up. I won't be sitting here. Correct, no? So, when all else fails, chant the holy name. That's the last resort. Is it not true? It's a very simple thing. Because chanting can never be wrong. It is a direct call for the Lord. So our idea was what? In case we chant, lift goes up, we are alive, then we'll continue with our work. In case lift doesn't get out of that place, it remains rigid and we lost the oxygen, we die. Anyway, dying with chanting is very wonderful, right now? Isn't it? With the holy name. Because antakale chamameva smarantvakalayavara. So either way, there is nothing to fear. Like Srila Prabhupada was in Calcutta in those days. And Prabhupada had 5, in his Purvashram, as Grihastha Ashram, he had 5 sons. So there was a curfew put in Calcutta. So they made announcement, everybody should vacate Calcutta, because Japanese were throwing bombs at that time. But Calcutta was practically vacated by most of the people. So Prabhupada also sent his children to Mayapur. And he told his wife, see, I am your husband, I am supposed to protect you. So come, let's go to Mayapur. She was not ready. She said, no, 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 I will just stay at home only, she said. But what if the bomb is dropped over the home? The whole home may be shattered. But she was not ready somehow. Prabhupada thought, if I leave her and go away, it would be inappropriate. It's my duty to protect the wife. So he also stayed back, taking the risk. And then Prabhupada went to the kitchen and he was preparing kachoris in the kitchen and was singing the holy name. And you could hear the sound. Like that, he would hear that. So as he would hear the sound. But do you think he was frightened? Absolutely not. He was singing very joyfully. Why he was singing? Later on, Prabhupada says he thought it would appear as if the bomb was falling on the rooftop. It would appear like that. Such loud thudding sounds of the bomb he heard. Still he was fearless. He said, in case the bombs fell on a house and shattered our house, I am singing the holy name. There is no loss. And if nothing happens to us, we are safe. We will offer kachori to Krishna and eat it. Either we are happy, isn't it? So, in this world, there is always alternative way, and we have nothing to worry. Because our relationship is not with this world. Our relationship is with that world, spiritual world. Just like a child comes to play in a seashore, the parents are letting the kid play, making sandcastle and everything. But when it gets dark, the parents will call the child back, isn't it? Better, it's getting dark now, let's go home. He will just dust off his hand and go. Similarly, in this world we may be engineer or a doctor or a chartered accountant or a lawyer or whatever. So that is simply like building a sandcastle. Maybe 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. After that what? We just dust off, and because when Krishna calls us to another destination, we have to go. We leave and go. Think about it. Is a child's relation with parents long lasting? Or is a child's relation with the seashore long lasting? Tell me. The parents. The parent child is living for such a long time. Seashore is just one evening. Similarly, like you all are students, some of you are working also. Take your life like a game. In a game, sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose. In a game, sometimes people blame you. Sometimes people praise you. Is it not true? So, in the same manner in life also, Sukh Dukh will come, Shita Vishnu will come, Man Apaman will come. Take it light and go on. Because this game is not a permanent game. Just like when we were kids, we used to play this one game called trade or business they call it. Any of you played business? You know that? We have currency notes, right? 50 rupee, 100 rupee, 500. But we took it very seriously, right? I am stacking so much, 1,000, 2,000, everything. Probably 2, 3, 4 hours we would play, the vacation time. So how is that different from in this world somebody becoming a lakpati, karodpati, arapati, stacking money? And that may be a 4 or 5 hour game. This may be a 50, 60 years game. Ultimately, both that currency, the fake currency and the so-called real currency, both are left behind and we go with empty hands, isn't it? That is why this game in this world is a temporary game. But the real life is in the spiritual world. That is, once we anchor our consciousness to the spiritual world, which is explained in the Gita, you can read 15.5 and 15.6 verses, where Krishna talks about spiritual world. So, then our consciousness is anchored there, then no matter how many storms come in your life, you will not be disturbed. Like if my boat is anchored on the seashore, when storm comes, boat may go this way, that way, but boat will never be swept away. So, see, you all, I'm sure in your stage you face academic stress, you have exams and CGPA pressure, peer pressure, your friends asking you, how many marks you got in this? Like I asked one of the boys, how many marks you got in M2 Maths? You told me that M2 Maths is a little difficult for you. He said, Prabhuji, my friend also failed in Maths. I said, I am asking you, isn't it? So people always compare in academics, and there is always fear if I don't perform well. So there is a kind of pressure. Similarly, in social media, anxiety also. People are looking for, I posted something, how many likes I got, how many dislikes I got, how many reels are in thousands and millions. So if you become feverish about these things, unnecessarily you are increasing your anxiety. Like for example, if say one of you has an Instagram or a YouTube channel, every time we see our face, our bodily consciousness is increased. Correct or not, isn't it? No. But you are doing it as a seva. You service to the people. Okay, you do some good work in Instagram or YouTube, do it and put it for the world to benefit from your good work. That is a very good thing to do. But one has to deeply reflect, am I doing it to satisfy my false ego or am I doing it as a service? Correct, no? How do you know that? For example, if you got some dislikes, you become depressed. If you got some likes, you become proud. Then what is it? Then that's not very good. Like there was one in the market yard. There was one fellow who had a very big shop, grocer, a donor. So once I had gone to his shop. So as soon as he saw me, he said, Swamiji, you came at the right time. Thank you so much. I am so happy seeing you. Please come. He gave me a seat and everything. Because he had just gone to the doctor the day before, and doctor said his blood pressure is very high. Doctor said, you have to take care of yourself. So doctor told me my BP is high, anytime I can get heart problem, heart attack. So after seeing you, I am feeling more confident that I will live for a long time. I said, I'm very happy. Then while sitting in his shop, I saw there was one small TV in front of him which was showing the share market situation. It was going up and down. So then I looked at that and said, sir, why have you put this TV in front of you? Because when share market goes up, your blood pressure is also going up, along with that. So it's good. Because that is directly affecting his mindset, correct or not? Because he has put a lot of crores of rupees in shares. And every time he sees the market situation, I said, leave it all to your sons. Your sons are grown up now, you are already 70. I will teach you chanting Hare Krishna, come. You chant Hare Krishna, go back to Godhead. Why do you take business tension? You have 2-3 sons available. He said, no, they are all not mature. I have to guide them. You guide them, share market, let them see. You don't see it. Otherwise, you have a BP problem now. So you can see, people take this small life, which is like a frog in the well, like life. Kupamanduk, we call it. This life is all in all, correct, no? For other businessman, money making and flourishing in his economy, that is his goal of life, correct, no? Similarly, students think academics is everything for me. If I make it, I will live. If I don't crack that exam, I will die. Maybe recently you must have seen that NEET exam. You heard that news? So many students are committing suicide. Very horrible it is. Because they have been given a wrong picture about life, as if academic success is everything. So our Krishna conscious movement gives so many alternatives. For example, there are many students, like in one of the NITs, they were doing this Ram Navami festival. I was very happy. They are conducting Ram Navami, very wonderful. They told morning 11 o'clock the professors celebrate. There only 4 or 5 professors come. They put one Sitaram picture, they offer some flowers, and they thank Lord Krishna, Lord Rama. Then I asked, when is the actual festival? They said, actual festival is with students in the evening. There will be 1,000 students, they said. Wonderful, what are you all doing? What are they doing? They put Rama's picture on the stage and they have DJ dancing. And they put some Bollywood music. And boys and girls are dancing. After that, you break all regulatory principles. You drink, you smoke. That is their Ram Navami. So, you will see that on the other hand, in ISKCON also we dance in the kirtan. But here there is a very strict, pure culture. You have seen that. No illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. So Srila Prabhupada, sticking to the Srimad Bhagavatam, he taught these principles, how to become truly happy. You don't become happy by dancing in DJ and eating meat and drinking wine and roaming with the different girls for illicit sex. That's not life which is going to make anyone happy. And we have seen what is the outcome of that. That kind of life made even American rich boys and girls into hippies, isn't it? And that hippie culture is coming to India also now, as the culture is degrading amongst youth more and more. So in that sense, all of you coming here, you are extremely fortunate because you have got a alternative direction in your life, not just only academics, but also the spiritual activities that Srila Prabhupada has taught in a very systematic manner based on Gita Bhagavatam. So, why the social anxiety should not be taken out? The social anxiety is because of Dehatma Buddhi, we call it in Sanskrit. Dehatma Buddhi means considering ourselves to be the center of the world. Everything is revolving around us. Just think about it. That's what everybody thinks. Whereas the Bhagavatam teaches us everything is revolving around one supreme controller and supreme Lord. I was just hearing Srila Prabhupada, he was saying, even if you're working in a 100-story building, you may be very proud, I'm working in this office. But when you fly in a plane, what is the size of that building? It's like a matchbox. And when you fly in a rocket, up, even the earth is like a dot. How insignificant we must be in the vastness of the space of the universe and these galaxies. So, therefore, there are two pictures. One is a frog in the well picture, another one is a broad picture. So, studying the Gita gives the broad picture. See, just like when your phone is fully charged, then you can have all the apps. You see, this is a very simple example. If your phone is fully charged, WhatsApp, Instagram, Zoom, YouTube, everything you can use very nicely. But then when the battery drains, you know what happens. Similarly, our body and brain are also like the tools, you see. When you have internal recharge regularly, then the spiritual strength and mental peace when we have, then we function very well. Otherwise we crash. So one of the intelligent things that youngsters can do is to conserve your energies. Because how do you conserve your energy? For example, when you become angry, one doctor says that when you become very angry with somebody, it's equivalent to running 5 miles distance. That much energy is expended. Similarly, lust, anger, greed, all these things, they drain our energy completely. So on the other hand, when you do pranayam, when you do yogasanas, when you do chanting Hare Krishna, you develop patience, you develop tolerance, you conserve your energies. Like here is an example, you see. You see, false ego reacts to criticism and praise, you see. And here I have shown in the pictures different type of reactive behaviors. But Krishna is saying in the Gita 6th chapter, Jitatmana prashantatma paramatma samayita. For one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. So when we talk about these emotions, people know about this. It's not a new thing for you. You heard it several times. But when we talk about being calm, Krishna has made it very simple. There are only 3 enemies for us: lust, anger, and greed. LAG, which makes you lag in life. You don't lead in life. Lust, anger, and greed. But out of the 3 also, there is only one enemy only. Because when lust is satisfied, it becomes greed. When lust is not satisfied, it becomes anger. For example, the children, they are fond of these cocoa chocolates. If you give them 2-3 pieces of gem, they'll want to have the whole packet, correct, no? That means and how many packets they will want? They will say, give me a dozen packets, isn't it? So when you give little, they want more. That is called what? Lust means I want. And greed means I want more. And anger means if you don't give me, I will be wild. That is anger. So anger and greed come from where? Lust. They develop from there only. So therefore our Krishna conscious movement is for transforming lust into love. So that is, like you see, what is your real strength? If you can avoid shouting, yelling, showing off, controlling, and instead develop our inner strength by staying steady in dualities. So there is a pastime of one Jadabharata in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Jadabharata meant all these 6 dualities. I will briefly tell you that. See, this Bharata earlier was called as Bharata only. Afterwards he became a deer in the next life. The third life he became Jadabharata. This Jadabharata, when he was a young boy, his brothers very much missed. He became a deer in the next life. The third life he became Jadabharata. This Jadabharata, when he was a young boy, his brothers very much mistreated him. Like they would give him the rice at the bottom of the vessel, which would be like burnt rice, you've seen that? That's what they would give him. But Jadabharata did not protest. He just accepted it. And his brothers even put him on the field like a scarecrow. You know what is scarecrow? You know, like a stick kind of thing. But so he was just standing to drive away the animals and everything. He accepted that role. But internally he was very advanced devotee. He was a pure devotee of Krishna. But externally he was mistreated like this, but he didn't mind it. On the other hand, his father treated him very lovingly. Where his father was trying to send him to Gurukula and educate him, but Jadabharata was not interested. Because he thought, if I become a simply chanter of the Vedic mantra with no knowledge of, no opportunity to develop love, he didn't want to do anything else. So his father showed him affection, his brother showed him, mistreatment. But these are examples of dualities. He tolerated. Later on, once when he was going in a jungle, some dacoits caught him. And the dacoits took him in front of Bhadrakali, deity. And they bathed him, dressed him in silk, put a chandan, kumkum and everything, and put garland on him, fed him with a big feast. And after he ate everything, then they put him on the bali peat and they took the chopper on their hand to cut off his head. Which means they gave him first sukh and then they wanted to give him dukh. Correct now? At that time, Kali Mata saw that, oh, a pure devotee of the Lord is going to be killed. Immediately she burst open from the deity and expanded into a dozen forms. With shrilling laughter, she took the chopper and cut off the heads of all the thieves. And all these Kali forms are playing it like a football or volleyball. Playing with that. Like they're laughing like this. Yeah. And then Jadabharata just got up and walked away. By Lord Krishna's inspiration, Kali acted like that. And he was protected. So here, first he was given sukh, then he was given dukh, but he didn't mind it. And then he was walking in the jungle. There was one king who was taken in a palanquin. His name is Rahugana. Very good king, pious king. He was going to one Kapila Ashrama for hearing some Srimad Bhagavatam. Going for a good activity. 4 fellows were lifting his palanquin. They were finding it a little difficult to lift. They were looking for an alternative fellow, substitute fellow. And then I found a Jadabharata. Jadabharata was atakata, very well built. So they went, hey, come here, they called him. And they engaged him in lifting the palanquin. Jadabharata accepted. See, the point is what? Jadabharata was such an exalted devotee. Whatever came his way, he accepted. He didn't protest. He didn't deny. Internally, he practiced devotional service and pure Vaishnava, pure devotee. He was lifting. But then while walking, there were ants on the way. He didn't want to put his foot on the ants. So he crossed the ants and went. So the palanquin was going like this. The king became angry. And the palanquin carriers told the king, don't scold us, my dear king. This one man is not cooperating. He's walking like this. So when the king looked at him, he teased him sarcastically. He said, you are very thin, my friend. And you have been carrying me for a very long time. And you are also carrying all alone, That's why you are finding it difficult. All the 3 were false. He said, you are carrying for a long time. Is it true? Just now he started carrying. And he said, you are very thin. Was he thin? He was very fat. And he said, you are carrying all alone. He said, is it true? So how many of you feel irritated when somebody sarcastically speaks to you? Correct? That is more piercing than speaking in a straightforward manner. Correct, no? Isn't it? Like one student came and saw, there was only this much bendi available in one bucket. So he put the bucket like this in his plate. And then he went to sit. The other fellow came running to make a plate. So he saw the bendi was over. He said, what, Prabhuji? Half a bucket Menti was there, you took all the half bucket. He said. And the other fellow said, half bucket was not there, one bucket was there. I took everything. So who is true in this? Who is true? Both are false. Was there half bucket? But he only took this much, but the other fellow called it half bucket. And this fellow is saying there was one bucket. People in this world speak sarcastically to pierce the others. Especially peers can pierce you. Especially those who are equal friends sometimes can tease you. So here you find Jadabharata was pierced with sarcasm. But any of us would have retaliated back in that situation, reacted back. But did he react? He just mildly smiled and he went ahead. And then he thought, this king is a good king whom I am lifting. He is actually a pious king and he is ruling the world. And the king was telling him, when the king saw that this fellow is smiling and then going on, he became more angry now. Now the king became angry. You see, in Buddha's life also there is a story. One day, one man was yelling at, one man actually tried to make Buddha angry by saying some bad words to him. And Buddha didn't respond back. He just was very calm. And then the man started yelling. And then the man asked Buddha that, see, I wanted to make you yell, but now I am yelling now. Why did it happen to me? Buddha said, see, in this world, if somebody comes and gives you a gift, if you don't accept, what do? You keep the gift with you. Similarly, you came to, give me the yelling to me, but I didn't receive it, so you are yelling now. He said, correct, no? Same thing happened with Jadabharata. When Ravana wanted to tease him and make him angry, could he make him angry? No. Rather, he became angry himself. At that time, he told him, I can punish you like Yamaraj punishes, the sinful living entities. Like that he said. At that time, Jadabharata said, and he said, sir, you are calling me as thin. The soul is neither thin nor fat. He started speaking philosophy. When Rahugana heard it, my Lord, he was shocked. He is an exalted soul. He immediately got off from the palanquin, fell at his feet and accepted him as a guru. Which means first he gave him apaman, then he gave him man. Both he gave him. So he got Shita Ushna, Sukha Dukkha, Man Apaman. Shita Ushna is at the bodily level. Sometimes our body wants mrudutvam, but we get katinatvam. Sometimes you want a cushion bed to sleep on, you only get a chatai to sleep. But you have to tolerate. Similarly, sometimes you want hot water, there is no hot water available. You have to take bath in cold water, correct? No? These are all comfort, discomfort for the body. Similarly, for the mind also there is pleasure and pain, isn't it? One day when devotee saw, morning they had made only poha, they had made. Poha? He said, that's all. Breakfast is very simple. I thought there will be uttapa. There's only poha. So one devotee said, Prabhu, but poha is very dear to Lord Krishna. Who brought it to him? Sudama. Krishna liked it or not? So as soon as the devotee said it, this devotee immediately remembered the past time. He said, yes, Prabhu, now I like poha very much now. So we should accept whatever Lord arranges in a day. Some day you get pulao, rasamalai, puran, poli, all these items you get, curry, everything. Another day you get rice dal. So those people who accept whatever comes in their way arranged by God and are grateful for whatever God has given, they can always be calm. And that's how Jadabharata was. In all these situations. Was steady in all situations. So here, some simple solutions are given here. By respecting all beings and not letting our outer events disturb your inner peace. See, there is a very nice saying, no one can insult you without your consent, it is said. No one can insult you without your consent. That means somebody insults you, it is up to you how seriously you want to take it. If you take it seriously, they will enjoy. Correct, no? But if you don't take it seriously, then they will suffer. You don't have to suffer. And that there are many examples for that. There's a story of this Ekanathji who was at the bank of Chandrabhaga in Pandharpur. He used to chant the Lord's names and he became very popular. Many people started following him. One Jamindar became very envious. He told his servant, you go and spit water on his face and make him angry. Let the world know that he is an ordinary saint, not a great saint. So this fellow went and spat water on his face. And what do you think Eknathji did? He went and took a bath again in Chandrabhaganki. And second time he spat. Third time he spat. 100 times he spat water. And he took 100 baths. After 100, his mouth pained very much. So he started crying, "Sir, I am supposed to make you angry. But you are not becoming angry. My boss will be angry now with me." How is it that you are not angry at all? And Eknathji said, "You see, you gave me 100 opportunities to take a holy bath. Why should I be angry?" Such was his tolerance, such was his patience. So in this way, we don't have to let the outer events disturb our peace. Sometimes in my YouTube lecture, somebody yells at me by saying something, some question. It cannot be like this. So I take it as an opportunity because I have time also to exhibit patience. And correct, no? Even if I become immediately angry, I cool down. Because I am teaching this how to practice also. Then I tell them, "Sir, you are saying this, but the science says this, Shastra says this. What do you think about this, sir?" Like that I ask. Then they also become very polite. "Sorry, sir." They will also write back. Some people I ask, "Brother," I ask, "why do you say like this, brother?" Then he also say, "You're calling me brother. Thank you for your answer." So actually, we should try to influence others by our goodness rather than he yells and you yell and you yell and you yell. There is no end to that. Just like Hanumanji, when he was going, there was one Surasa snake on the way. Surasa opened her mouth and said, "Hey, monkey, you have to go in my mouth. And then if you come out, then you will be allowed to go to Lanka." But Hanuman said, "If I go inside your mouth, you will close the mouth and you will eat me, isn't it?" She said, "Yes, that's the point. I am supposed to eat whoever comes this way. Nobody is supposed to be allowed to go there." So Hanuman was wondering what to do. Then he folded his palm and begged her opportunity. "Please allow me to go to Lanka, find Sita, give information to Ram, then I will come back. Then you can eat me up if you want." She said, "Nothing doing." Then Hanuman also became angry. "What is this? You are not accepting my request." Then Hanuman grew in size. Then she grew, her mouth bigger than him. Then he grew even bigger and she grew even more bigger. Then Hanuman was very intelligent. He understood that if I show my ego, she is showing her ego. And will this ego game end anytime? No. Actually, this ego game makes one foolish only, ultimately. You see, many times the students also get into this ego trip and it is endless. Sometimes two boys begin a small fight. Then they form two groups also. Then eventually one catches the other's collar and he slaps. Then this fellow is catching his collar also. Sometimes the girls come and say, "Hey, don't fight, yaar." They come and say. Isn't it? Isn't it? And when they come, then these two fellows will do like cockfight. Like that. You have seen that? Because their ego becomes even more bigger. You have seen that? Yeah, isn't it? So actually, if you are Krishna conscious, you can observe all these things very nicely. You see in Tirupati, they have a very good group called as Shreyas. They have a group. These Shreyas people, they do every December 31st, they do one big program they do. I once happened to be there and they showed a skit, very funny skit. What was the skit? Two boys are standing in a bus stop. And, one young beautiful girl came and stood there. And then one beggar was coming and begging these boys, "Please give me something." So one boy was giving him 5 rupees. That boy gave 10 rupees. This fellow gave 50 rupees. He gave 100. He gave 500. He gave 1,000. This boy gave his calculator. He gave his laptop. And the other boy said, he told the beggar, "You wait here." He went to his house and brought his father's Santro car. And he gave the Santro car to the beggar. And the beggar thought, "What a good day today." And then the beggar sat in the driver's seat and this girl sat next to him. He went out. So, what is the moral of this story? Both the boys wanted to impress that girl, correct, no? Finally, she was most impressed by the beggar only. So, in the same manner, Hanuman thought, if I increase my size, Sura size increasing her mouth size. My Lord, this is an unending thing. Finally, what Hanuman did, very smart thing. He immediately became small, like just 2 inches, and jumped into her mouth and came out. And she closed her mouth by the time Hanuman was out. She said, "You are intelligent monkey," she said. And Hanuman said, "Now you can't stop me now. I have to go now." He went to Lanka. So, in our ego clashes with others, somebody has to take lead in avoiding the ego clash. Correct now? Ego clash wastes our energy. If somebody is coming to attack you like this, you have to escape that. You escape that. You heard the story of the 2 goats which came in a bridge. One goat said, "Urgent, urgent," he said. He said, "Super urgent. I have to go also." Then they fought like this and fell in the river. You heard that? Actually, we learned the story in LKG. I think we should teach it in colleges, I think. Another story says, 2 goats came in the bridge. He said urgent, he said super urgent. But one of them agreed to sit, correct, no? The other one walked over like that, and then he went to the other side. They both could do their work peacefully. The idea is how we avoid wasting our energies in clashes and quarrels, especially when we face dualities. See, when you have a calm mind, you have a clear intelligence. This was the first point I was making. Because when I was beating my shoe to open the lace, I didn't have a calm mind. So my intelligence was not clear, correct, no? But my mother was having a calm mind. She could easily open that lace. That's why when we keep our mind calm, then our intelligence has clarity, like a lake which is pure. And the strength, our inner strength comes by spiritual grounding, just like this chanting. You see, when you all started chanting, many of you may be chanting many rounds. When we started chanting, we would start with this. This is the starting place. And we would chant. Sometimes even after within 3 minutes, you'll be wondering, when will that chanting end? Sometimes it looks like unending, going on and on. What happened to the orange one? It fell off or what? Even one round was so difficult in the early days. How many of you had that experience? Even one, correct, no? Now many of you are chanting 16 rounds. What does that mean? Your willpower has increased now. Is it not true? If you didn't increase your willpower, how are you able to sit and chant so many rounds now? Think about it. So that means the chanting increases your patience, your tolerance, your willpower, your willingness to listen. Because when you're chanting, you're also listening. Your willingness to focus on one activity. Although in your thighs, something is happening, but you don't get up. You just sit and chant. And that is how, by paying attention to the sound vibration of the Lord's name, you don't even know you are making light years of progress in your inner strength. Then when the inner strength is built, then you will be able to say yes to Krishna, no to Maya. One will get that ability. What to pick, what to drop, what is long-term benefit, what is short-term benefit. One can clearly see that. So your daily sadhana is your inner armor. So, okay, why do we panic? Now this question comes, why do we panic? See, we over-identify with the external temporary situation. That's a problem. Like one man brought his Mercedes-Benz car to a shopping mall and he parked it outside and he went in to buy something. When he came back, he saw some young boys were playing cricket and one of the balls went and hit the glass of the car. Pat! Immediately he came running, look at his face. Oh, my glass is broken. He was like wild on the boys. He wanted to beat up the boys. But then he saw the Mercedes-Benz which was standing. There were 2 Mercedes-Benz which both were brown color. And the one in which glass was broken was not his car. When he checked the number, he found out number of the car was different. Immediately there was a smile on his face. Thank God it's not my car. See, initially he was like, his heart was broken and now he is smiling. And both are due to what? Attachment to the car. He was identifying with the car. He was thinking, aham car. I am my car. Correct, no? To think I am the car is called ahankar. Such people, when they go in their car, they'll say, hey, rickshaw, move aside. Because they think that fellow is rickshaw and I am Mercedes. They think like that. Neither are you Mercedes, nor is he rickshaw. You are Mercedes driver. He is rickshaw driver. One should know the difference. So that is one of the reasons why we all very much suffer many times in dualities. Because the situations are temporary only, but we take it as everything. identification with the body. See, this was what I was telling you. When a boat has no anchor, it gets swept away in the middle of the ocean, you see, because it was not anchored to the shore. So people, Krishna says that, what is that verse? Vayur navam vambasi, he says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says that Indriyanam hi charatam janmano anuvidiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayur namam vambasi. He says, even one of the roaming senses can take our mind away, distractions, or egoistic response, or all those things are due to not anchoring. Anchoring in what? These are the things we have to anchor in, you see. One of the first things that we have to anchor ourselves is good association. Like when we had an experience, when I was in IIT Bombay, Devamrit Prabhu used to come in those days, 1991. Me, Gauranga Prabhu and all used to attend the program. We saw that the behavior of these Krishna devotees is much different from behavior of the people in the outside world. Like in the people in the outside world generally would think about themselves and come to us for some favors. But when we saw him, we saw that he talks about us only. He hardly talks about himself. And also we saw that humility, his sacrifice, his kindness, his smile, and his joy. So we were like amazed. They looked like from some other planet, like Vishnudutas. And later on I found in Prabhupada's purports that Krishna devotees are also like Vishnudutas. Only difference is we have two hands only, that's all. In the spiritual world, Vaikuntavasis have 4 hands. Devotees should be seen like Vishnudutas. Why? Because Vishnudutas wear tilak, correct, no? They wear tilak on their 12 parts of the body. And they always speak about Lord Krishna. They always think of welfare of the other living beings. They don't carry any malice for any creature. They see all living beings as part and parcel of God. And they eat only pure prasadam. They don't indulge in nasty activities. So even in this world, the devotees of God live like the devotees live in Vaikuntha, correct or not? Then what is wrong in considering them Vishnudutas? Like that Prabhupada writes in one of the purports in the Bhagavatam. So what we observed is, after we saw him speaking in a certain way, then when we deal with new people, we also spoke in a similar way. Because we become influenced by good association. Just like when Lord Krishna was taking the shank in the entrance to Dwaraka and he blew the shank. He blew, at that time the white shank became pink color because Krishna's lips were touching it. Similarly, association has such an effect. When we come in good association, the good things will brush with us. So we feel calm. Like I come to meet Radha Gopinath Prabhu, here, Shamanand Prabhu. Many of my seniors, I take association when I come here. Oh, I can forget all my stress and tension and problems, everything. Because such maturity, such depth, such a cheerfulness they carry with them. So you begin the day with morning calm challenge. What is it? This is one good challenge, you all can take it. Keep the phone in your locker till 9 o'clock. How many of you can accept this challenge? There are at least 25, 30 hands up, okay. Good. You see, one boy was asking his friend, "Are guts ho to liquor ka bottle pakad kar dikhao," he said. His friend told him, "Agar tumko guts ho to bead bag pakad kar dikhao." So his friend was telling, "Agar guts ho to cigarette pakad kar dikhao." He said, "Tumko guts ho to 4 baje उठ कर दिखाओ." तुम सोने के लिए जाते हो 4 बजे. Correct, na? So they have guts for doing nasty things. We have guts for doing the right things. Correct, no? So this also requires guts. Is it not true? Like somebody says, "Prabhu, I don't touch my smartphone till 9 a.m. I am a great Vairagi. And I renounce my smartphone one day in a week." It's very great credit now. You don't have to be like Vishwamitra going to forest for 60,000 years. Even one day in a week, if you can renounce your smartphone, you are a great soul. Nowadays, isn't it? People can live without their wife, but not without smartphone. Isn't it? For a week. So, in this way, you can actually begin your day with the morning calm challenge. Because if you keep the phone in your locker, as soon as you get up in the morning, if the first thing you see is the phone, means you're addicted. you've got digital addiction. Many people see that, you will see that. So therefore, if you can keep it, when you go for the morning program, 4:30 to 9, we have peacefully chanting, reading, hearing. And when the day starts, you can open the phone. Avoid unhealthy comparison. This is one thing that causes panic. Like I had one friend in my college days. In the preparatory leave, we used to have about 10, 12 days preparatory leave for studying. You know what this fellow will do? He will go around asking everybody, out of 8 units, how many are over? He will come and tell me, hey, he has finished 7 units. And I will tell him, I have finished only 5. So he will create tension for me also, for him also. He will go around comparing what he has done, what he has done. So don't make unhealthy comparison. Whatever you can do your best. Like for example, 4 types of work you can do. First is hard work, which everybody is doing. And second one is smart work. What is smart work? Out of box thinking. Correct. If you think of an alternative idea, that would make your hard work more easy. You have seen that crow who brought the stones and pebbles to put in a water jug, so that water level will rise. Because if the crow would go inside, you cannot come out. So he is considered a very intelligent crow, correct? But he is a hard-working crow. You agree? Because he had to, bring the stones, which takes time to carry. I mean, it's heavy to carry, isn't it? On the other hand, another smart crow, what he did? He brought a straw from a fruit juice shop. He put it inside. Finish his job. So it's a smart crow. Is it not true? So all of you also, in your life, you can think of smarter ways of doing things. See, when Pune ISKCON NVCC temple opened, so some 3-4 devotees are involved in making one Vyasasana. This Vyasasana was so heavy because they made of teak wood. Very, very heavy. Almost 10 people are required to lift it. So I told these guys, hey, why did you make such a big Vyasasana with 2 lions on either side, Very big Vyasasana like this. They said, Prabhuji, Vyasasana, Vyasadeva sits in this. You make a very... Then they had to bring it up to the temple hall. So first day they told me, Prabhuji, you inaugurated with sitting and giving a Bhagavatam class. So I sat. When I was singing Jadabharata vigorously, my Vyasasana, they had put wheel to that, so that they can easily move it. And the wheel took me to the other side there. Because that was a smart idea given by one devotee that people are not required to lift Vyasasana. Just put a wheel, you can just move it. So later on I told, what kind of smart idea is this? I was wondering, where am I now? I'm supposed to sit in front of the table. No table is there, I'm there. Then another 2 guys came and dragged it to the place. But next day they came up with another idea. You know what? They had a locking facility. You can have a wheel, but you can also... That was really a smart idea. So you move it wherever you want and then you... So in this way you can do hard work, you can also do smart work. Then one more work you can do is teamwork. Like for example, when we study, the 4 intelligence students are also interdependent. They all can study on 4 different subjects and make notes, and they can help one another, correct? No? But for having such a teamwork, you need to be friendly also, correct? Actually, Krishna consciousness teaches friendliness also, you agree? We try to be as friendly as possible to other living beings. We treat others as better than us. We respect them. We are humble. We are tolerant. We practice respect. So it's very easy for devotees to make friendship. Like you can go to a topper in a class and say, Ami Bodhadaki, Tumi Bodhasaki, you can say, correct, no? You are a smart boy, please give me a notebook, help me. And he will happily help you. But if I am driven with ego, will I be able to ask for his notes? You won't ask. So those people who can interpersonally deal with people, and they can very easily take help from others. See, anybody who is a devotee of the Lord, all the cosmic forces align themselves to help the devotee. You will see, like Arjuna, for example, he wants to serve Krishna. And you will see, Indra is giving him celestial weapons. Shiva is giving him Pashupatastra. And Indra also gave him horses. Agni Dev gave him golden chariot. So all the cosmic forces aligned with, Krishna's will, and Arjuna's supported Arjuna, devotee, to accomplish the goal of Krishna. You will see that. So when a devotee is living in this world, the devotee can very nicely balance material and spiritual life and do very well in both. One devotee was telling me abroad, he's working in a bank. Now he is almost like 46 or 47 now. So he wanted to take VRS, voluntary retirement from service. But the company people told him, we cannot allow you to go. Because he is so friendly with all the people in the bank. It's a small bank with probably 100 people working. But he is like Yudhishthira Maharaj. He's Ajata Shatru, friend of everybody. And he's top manager. The company people told him, bank people told him, if you are not there, we don't know how will we run the bank. Now he is going only 1 hour in a day and he gets the same salary. And he is also running a ISKCON temple also. And he just, what do you think he does in 1 hour? He just goes and meets everybody. How are you? Hi. He just makes friendly. He tells everybody to do the work. And then he can be Krishna conscious also. So the devotees of the Lord can make the best of both worlds very easily. I'm seeing many grihasthas like that, very expertly. That's the third one, teamwork. And the fourth one is heart work. You know what is heart work? It's prayer. Like Hanuman had to go to Lanka and find Sita. He offered prayer to Ram. He offered prayer to Suryadev, his guru. He offered prayer to Vayu, his father. Offered prayer to Indra, the chief of the demigods. In this way, he got blessings of everybody. So as it is said, prayers go up, blessings come down. Correct, no? So one who receives blessings becomes very powerful also. Hanuman became blessed by, including Jambavan also. And then he accomplished the task very easily. So what are the 4 work I told you? Hard work, smart work, teamwork, hard work. Isn't it? So that's the best work you can do. When we say do your best, this is the best we can do. When you combine this. And then, so do your best and not leave the rest. Let Krishna do the rest. Because when you leave the rest, who does it? Krishna does it. Like you sow the seed, Krishna gives the rains. Correct, no? Yeah. See, digital fasting, I already told you. 1 hour a day with no gadgets. Gratitude journaling. This is a very important thing, this gratitude journaling. All of you ask yourself, how many of you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth and 2 hands, 2 legs? If you see like that, you should be grateful for a complete body which you got now, correct or not? There are people who are blind, people who are deaf, people who are lame. So you should be grateful for that. Then be grateful for your parents who have raised you from your childhood up to now, what you are now. You got your food, you got your clothing, you got your shelter. Is it not true? You got a good education. Then there are many people who are jobless, who are moneyless, penniless, foodless. You're getting all these things. Then you become grateful to your Guru and the Vaishnavas who have given you direction in life back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada who gave us the books. Srila Prabhupada who gave us the ship of ISKCON society. And you board this ship in this vast ocean of Kali Yuga, you can be safely taken back to Godhead. We can be grateful to our Guru Maharaj and our senior Vaishnavas and Srila Prabhupada. And amazing gifts they are given. And ultimately we can be very grateful to Krishna, whose heart is so soft. He has come in this world as holy temples, holy rivers, holy books, holy deities, holy devotees, holy prasadam. He is enveloping us with all types of mercy. And he is eager to take us back home, back to Godhead. Generally, in this world also it is seen, the parents' mamata for the children is more than children's mamata for the parents. You agree? Correct? You have seen that? How many of your parents are worried about you? How many of you are not so much worried about them? Correct? No? We hardly worry about them. We many times tell the parent, why are you worried about me? I am grown up now, I'll take care of myself. But they worry about us. Similarly, Krishna, Prabhupada says, although Krishna is very eager to take us back to Godhead, most of the people in this world are not at all eager to go back to Godhead. Prabhupada says that. So, why this gratitude journaling is important, I will tell you. Many of us, we hurt ourselves by thinking about what others have. Correct, no? He has this, she has that, I don't have that. So they always think about what they don't have and they keep crying. They're always in depression. There was one Mataji, she had 2 sons. One son was doing the sale of sunglasses. Another son was selling umbrellas. Whenever the sky would be hot, the sun would be shining in the sky, she would be crying, saying that, today my son won't be able to sell the umbrellas, no rains are coming. Other day when it is raining, she'll be crying again. Today one of my son won't be able to sell the sunglass. So one lady told her, see, at least one of your two sons will always get business. Correct, no? Either of the day. But in this way, if you are always going to think about what others have and what you don't have, you will never be happy. But if you think about, how many of you think you have many things which you are not using yourself? There are many things, correct, no? It can be gross, it can be subtle things also. There may be many, many things. There are many pens we keep which we don't use. There are many talents which you have which are hidden, which you are not bringing out. You have not exercised it. So write gratitude journal. Responding calmly daily. Choose one moment to pause before reacting. See, this is one good habit we can do. If somebody says or does something that irritates us and makes us angry, immediately pause for a moment. Put pause button immediately. And chant 3 Mahamantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Actually, if you give that pause for 3 Mahamantras pause, you get time to think. Otherwise, we may act without thinking and we will regret later. See, any of you don't have to raise the hand, but you think about it. You might have lost one of the best friends in your life because of the way you dealt with that friend. It can happen. Therefore, it is said, the spilt milk or the broken glass, sped arrow or spoken words cannot be taken back. It is said. So therefore, instead of reacting, we should respond calmly in situations. Why this fellow is yelling at me? Is there any element of truth in what he is saying? Let me think about it. That way, if you think you are in goodness then. So these are many solutions. You see, A, B, C, D. You can remember association, begin the day with a calm challenge, comparison, don't do unhealthy comparison, digital fasting, correct, gratitude journaling, easy to remember solutions. Responding calmly by chanting 3 Mahamantras and pause, put a pause button, isn't it? So these things will help us to be calm. See, this is a famous verse, 2.72 verse. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham. Everybody? Samudramapa pravishanti yadvar. Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. Sashanti mapnoti nakama kami. See, just as the ocean remains undisturbed, although many rivers are flowing into it and flowing out of it, it is undisturbed. Similarly, you will see many people pour opinions into your ears. Many situations come in your life. Many judgments our mind makes. These are like rivers flowing and flowing out. But if your ocean is deep, you remain calm. Like here you see, these people are insulting this fellow. Therefore there's a saying, the caravan goes on. What is that? The dogs bark and the caravan goes on. See, whenever somebody gives us feedback, we can think, is there some element of truth in what he's saying? Can I benefit from it? If you can benefit it. Otherwise, hear it like this and leave it like this and go. Don't take too seriously. Similarly, this fellow below, right bottom, you see, I think he has too many things to do, I think. He needs time planning. Anybody who plans ahead of time, they will always be able to find time, as I told you. Because doing ahead of time means sattva guna. Doing at the last minute means, rajaguna. You will see that. Like one of my assistants many years ago, he had a habit of always reaching me to the station at the time when the train is slightly moving. And we both of us used to run. See, both of us are sadhus. I told him, sadhus running like this is not a good scene for people to see. Carrying luggage like this, And then we would go down the staircase. And then I would say, how? And he would tell me, Prabhuji, throw the luggage into the train. Throw all the luggage and finally climb the moving train. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai. So after we would board the train, and I would tell him, look at the way we reached the train. So he would tell me, Prabhuji, Prabhuji, at last we reached the train, you see. We didn't miss it. But sometimes we missed also. We went to the station, we saw the backside of the train going. We did that. So sometimes, so after that what I did, I told him, I will go ahead half an hour before. You come whenever you want. So then I could maintain calm. Then I didn't put myself in stress. Because many things we do, we create stress by last minute, doing things. That's another thing. See, Lord Rama's calm disposition. Any of you know, when Lakshman told Ram, Lakshman became very angry with Kaikeyi and Dasharatha. He said, Dasharatha is a kamok, he said. Out of the 3 wives, he is attached to Kaikeyi. And he told Kaikeyi also, Kaikeyi ma, she has become addicted to Putra Sneha. She wants to make her son the king. So you should neither follow her nor follow him. And Lakshman said, you go ahead getting coronated as a prince and as a king. And if anybody stops you, I will keep them in bay. Like that Lakshman said. But Ram told Lakshman, it's not proper for you to insult mother and father. He said, Kaikeyi, mother loved me much more than any of the other brothers. She loved me more than her son. And Dasharat, for him, I am like a pran. How do you say these people are like what you are saying? He said, they are simply play toys in the hands of my own destiny, he said. My destiny is taking me to forest and they just became instruments. Don't blame them, he said. So he was calm like an ocean, strong like a mountain, and stable like a sun. So in this way, that is Lord Rama. We can learn from Ram everything. All good character can be learned from Lord Rama. Last thing I'm going to conclude now. See, spiritual habits that build strength, you see. Daily japa builds determination. Actually, it builds determination. As I told you, patience, determination, everything comes. Resilience means agility. Your ability to, swiftly, act as per the changing situations. And reading Bhagavad Gita gives you spiritual intelligence by which you get discriminative power to make the choices. And what does a satsang like this give you? It uplifts your spirits, it increases your confidence. All good habits you learn in this, isn't it? And when you render seva, like every one of you, when you come to the temple, get opportunity to render some service, that increases your friendships with fellow devotees. You develop all good quality. I recently was seeing one video, I was amazed. I'll just show you. So, just like we are saying Pratap Rudra, sweeping the floor in front of the Jagannath Rath cart, if leaders of the countries like this, if they render humble services in the temple for the Lord, that's a very good example for all the praja, correct, no? Yatha Raja Tata Praja. Why is he setting this example? Because this culture and devotion to God is a very, very vital aspect of life of any human being. So when we render such services, then the purpose of life becomes very clear, well established. Actually, we can give up our false ego, false pride, and behave like children when you go to the temple. So these are 5 things, very important spiritual habits that build your inner reserve. I told you, conserve your energy and increase your inner willpower, inner strength. And these are very practical things. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki. I can take some questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So it was such an enlightening talk by His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. He covered up like what we all go through sometimes, the panic situations, and how can we handle that panic situation, how can we stay calm, and that's from where we should get our strength. And he gave such a wonderful practical tips. How many of you want to implement those practical tips in your life? Haribo! So let's thank Radheshyam Prabhu by loudly chanting 3 times. Haribo! We'll have a question and answer, but before that, I have a few announcements. So today's services for the Prerana, the evening services was performed by the group guided by Krishna Gaur Prabhu, Rishikeshanand Prabhu, and Brajesh Krishna Prabhu. Today's subject cutting services was done by the devotees guided by Uddhav Priya Prabhu. So let's thank these devotees by loudly chanting 3 times. So today, as you know, that a lot of construction work is happening in the temple. So we don't have a place to sit down and take prasad. That's why we have a packet prasad. So while you go exit, the exit points are this door and that door. As you exit from there, you will get the packets, prasadam packets. So they are stapled. So please throw away those pins and put those packets after you eat. Please put it in a dustbin and not anywhere else. Also, there's some exciting announcements about IYS camp. So our next IYS camp will be on the 2nd August and 3rd August, 2 days. And you know where it is? Hare Krishna. So we'll be going to the ISKCON Pune, where probably we'll get an association of His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. Hari Bol! So now I request those who are coming for very first time to this Prerana program, please stand up so that we can welcome you well. Those who are coming very first time for this Prerana program. Hare Krishna. So we thank you all who have come for this Prerana festival, and you can meet below counter. There is a below counter which deals with the which you will get a newcomer's gift, and some devotees will be guiding you there, and you can able to connect to them. If you have any questions, you can connect them. Thank you very much. Please sit down. Hare Krishna. So now we can take upon some question answers. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Wherever you are, please raise your hand and the mic will come there. Okay.
Harival Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. In the topic today, there was a point on association, and specifically I have a doubt on that point. Many a times I heard devotees saying that it is very important to improve in a spiritual life, you need to have the association of devotees. But the tendency of a human is to find faults in each and every one. So even if a devotee is 99% right, you will pick up that 1% fault which he has. So, and anyways, with the relation of a soul is with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with Krishna. So what is the use of being around devotees? Well, of course, earlier there was no means to here to listen to the lectures, so you had to come physically. But now when there are online applications like Zoom, as you mentioned, so a person can be sitting in his own place, listening to the lectures, progressing in his spiritual life at the same point of time, without committing any kind of mistakes, by finding faults in any devotees, and at the same time being connected to Krishna. So why at this point of time is association very necessary when you can directly skip that part?
Good question. You see, in any field, you have to be an apprentice under somebody. Say, for example, when you do your BTech project or MTech project, you have a guide, who will guide you in your field. And that person is supposed to be very experienced in the field. Similarly, a girl wants to learn Bharatanatyam. She has a teacher for Bharatanatyam. Somebody wants to learn karate or kung fu. You have naturally a teacher for that. In any field, you need to have a master for whom you have some reverence and you have respect. You know the prayer we chant, Sahana Bhavatu Sahanam Punak, we chant that. So, unless we submissively take coaching, guidance under a master, actually we can directly do it to God, but God is not easily accessible to us in our early stage, at the moment, in this stage, because we have no easy way, we don't have much knowledge about Him. Therefore, in 4.34 Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, 3 things you have to do. Tad viddhi pranipatena. Pranipat means without reservation, you should submit yourself to a mentor or a guide who will guide you. And the reason I will tell you why you need that. When you hear lectures from the YouTube, from different people, you are not surrendering to them. You are just hearing randomly some lectures. And many times you have questions also, and they may not be available to answer your questions. Some are, especially the famous YouTubers, many of them may not reply also, even if you put your questions. So which means your questions may remain unanswered. That's one thing. Second thing, they will not know your personal life. Like in my YouTube lectures also, whenever somebody approaches me, I tell them that in whichever temple you are connected to, you should have a local mentor who knows about you for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years. They know your plus and minus about you, whatever person you are. And like you go to a doctor, he gives you a specific medicine, correct, no? Knowing your bodily prakriti. If you're Pitta prakriti, he'll give you one medicine. If you're Vata prakriti, he'll give you another medicine. But imagine you go to a dispensary shop, can you on your own buy medicine? It can be risky. So therefore, in our Krishna conscious movement also, spiritual path also, if you get a good master who can escort you, handhold you and escort you, take you ahead, and then tell you instructions on every aspect. For example, how to do your chanting, how to do your Shastric study, answer your questions, allot you services, and then help you clear your anarthas. And it's not that he will do everything for you. He will do his part and you have to do your part. It's a two-way thing. He will give you some instructions which you will have to fulfill. Not only in spiritual field, in every field we need that. Like nowadays, many people feel, what is the need of going to college or school? We don't need teachers. We have videos available. They may be hearing. But when you have like Elon Musk, when in one of the videos, what he says that the school was too slow for me. He said, when I went to the school, for learning, he says, you really need to have an expert who can understand your questions, he says especially. And then if you can answer those questions, your concepts become clear, he says. That is why you have the freedom to look for a devotee whom you deeply respect in your heart. And then associate with the devotee, serve the devotee, and then take guidance from the devotee, and then you have to grow. Unless you have admiration for a devotee in your heart, our spiritual progress doesn't happen much. We are mostly on intellectual plane. You may have information, you may have knowledge, but you are not receiving Krishna's shelter. But when you have reverence, like I was telling you, I have deep respect for Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Shyamanand Prabhu, Devamrit Prabhu. So these people are like my elder brothers for me in spiritual life. You know, if my spiritual master is not available in Bombay here, I will go to them, and whatever guidance they will give, I will consider it as good as what my guru is giving. Unless we have reverence for... So when I have reverence for them, then my spiritual progress is assured. I can make progress. Because Krishna sees that this jiva is ready to submit. He is not just on hovering on intellectual plane. There are many people studying Upanishads, Vedanta and all. They are called armchair speculators. They will smoke a cigarette on one hand and pounding on the table, they will be doing Vedantic study, arguments and all. But they don't apply things in their life. But for applying things in our life, we need somebody whom we revere and we submit to, and they are willing to guide. That combination is important. Just like a female, Mataji, for example, she has a husband. Husband-wife combination is kept. Similarly, Guru is like a husband, disciple is like a wife. So Guru is potent with spiritual knowledge. And disciple's heart should be fertile to receive that knowledge from the Guru. And then receive the services. Like, Radharani is the one who gives service in Guru Parampara. And then you do that service. So ascending service, descending mercy, you say. And the mercy comes through Guru Parampara, like electric line. Like you see this bulb shining here, because it is connected to the pole in the road. And that electric pole is connected to previous pole. Ultimately, it's coming from a powerhouse. So Krishna is a powerhouse. And through Srimati Radharani in the Guru Parampara, we are receiving the mercy. If I am disconnected from it on my own, I am hearing randomly any Guru I want, then I may have preferences to hear those who will tell me what I want to hear. Correct, no? But if I have a mentor, he will tell you, don't do this, then I won't do it. Do it. Therefore, because we are still in the in this material world, we need somebody to elevate us to a platform beyond the three gunas. Does it make sense? Mike, give the mic to him.
So Prabhuji, the fault finding part, how should I stop that? Because even after the
one thing you can know, like a moon has some black marks, correct, no? Still yes. It gives light. Stars don't give light, moon gives light, correct, no? In the same manner, even if a Vaishnava may have some limitations, some deficiencies may be there. Despite the deficiencies, he still is able to preach and do some good to the world, correct, no? And also, he has his mentor, who is gradually reforming him, and he will get rid of those kind of things. And you also have to see that he is struggling to overcome those deficiencies. If he is not, then you can go to his mentor and tell him that I am finding these deficiencies in him, but he is not trying to get rid of them, please help him. You have the right to do that. But we don't advise him. If I am a junior, I don't advise my senior directly. I will tell his senior. Because he has a mentor who is guiding him, so he will guide him. You understand, no? And also, as you are advancing, he is also advancing. By the time you come here, he will be here. So he will always be ahead. He will be doing it also. So you can always keep taking guidance. And in case tomorrow you feel he is stagnated in his spiritual life, then you can get introduced to another senior and take guidance. You have the freedom. Shiksha Gurus can be many. You can even have a dozen Shiksha Gurus from whom you are inspired in different fields. Some Shiksha Guru may inspire in Bhagavatam. Somebody may inspire you in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Correct, no? So Diksha Guru is one, Shiksha Gurus are many. Is that clear? Thank you. Any question? Anybody else? Yes. There's one hand. I think here is also one. Where's the mic?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class. I want to ask one question that there are many friends of mine and relatives who are very interested in religion, but they do meat eating. So how to understand them that meat eating is not good and without hurting their feelings, their sentiments?
Many of them are very innocent and ignorant. Like you see, Telangana people are so fond of Balaji. You know, in a year they go several times to Balaji temple, Tirupati. Although it's very difficult to get darshan. 3 hours, 5 hours you have to wait. They're very fond. But 98% of Telangana Vasis are eating meat. Huh? They just don't know. But when we hold the programs, you know, this year we got like 200, 300 boys, all Telugu speaking boys, became devotees. All of them have given up meat now. They were all eating meat regularly. They just didn't know, that's all. As soon as they got the knowledge, they gave it up completely. So I was telling these Telugu boys that we should preach and bring this 98% to 50% at least. You know, I was telling these people. So I feel that it's the duty of those who are devotees to eradicate the ignorance in the world by preaching, expanding. It's not that people are attached to it. If they learn what is, like Mrigari, how you changed, like that people will change. No? That's a possibility. So, therefore, every one of us sitting here, you have a duty to tell your friends in the college hostel where you're staying in the same wing, and your friends whom you meet in the classroom, and your blood relatives, correct, no? So, don't tell them about the regulative principles in the beginning. Tell them about chanting first. Huh? Once they're chanting, they get a taste. Even before chanting, give them prasadam first. Huh? First prasadam, then kirtans, then Prabhupada's books like Coming Back, SSR book, Science of Self-Realization, and then you can tell them to chant. And then you can tell them regulative principles. All right? Any other question? Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, you told that we should think, we should give a pause before reacting.
Correct.
So, many times we are successful to avoid reacting, but then what happens is either of the two things happen, that either after many times that anger blasts on the person, or otherwise what happens is we keep developing deeper and deeper grudge towards that person, and the more we love the person.
At the moment, if you have delayed your reactive behavior, you go away from that place. And then you get time to reflect. Generally, there are a few reasons why we become angry. CEO, IF, you can remember. If CEO, if I am CEO, like that you can think. Huh? I stands for when someone insults you. F means when someone frustrates you. C means when you are unable to control someone, like Hiranyakashipu tried to control Prahlad, he couldn't control, he became angry. Control. E means when you had expectations from somebody, they did not meet the expectation. They told they will do, they didn't do it. E. And O means when somebody ridicules your opinion or doesn't consider your opinion, then you become angry. You remember this five? I?
Insults.
F?
Frustrate.
Somebody behaves in a frustrating way. Somebody gives you frustration. And C?
Control.
Yeah, you're unable to control them. You try to control, you're unable to control, become angry. E? Expectations. Your expectations are not met. And O?
Opinion.
So now when you sit in your room and reflect, okay, I gave my opinion, he ridiculed my opinion or he didn't consider it. And then you may also seriously think about it and think that, okay, the opinion I gave is not the only opinion. Others may have different opinion. God has created everybody differently. And everybody, like 5 fingers are not the same. Let them have their opinion. What's wrong if he expresses his opinion? Okay, his culture of ridiculing me is not very good. Probably he was not brought up well, at his home. But further, God will take care. If somebody is ridiculing me, and God will give him what he is due. I don't have to give him punishment. Why should I hurt myself by thinking about it? Because he is not so cultured in his behavior. I'll keep away from him now in future. I will not unnecessarily make friendship with those who are uncultured. Like that we can make up our mind. So when you get time to reflect, because by maintaining grudge in our heart, we suffer more than them, according to doctors also. Like holding a red hot coal in my hand, running behind somebody, it doesn't help. In one very big youth group, I asked a question. If somebody puts fire to your hut and they are running away, will you run behind that man to beat him up, or will you put out the fire? I asked the question. 90% of the boys said, I will run behind that fellow. Very surprising. And then I told them, if you run behind him, your whole hut will be burned down. But if you immediately put a water jet, your home can be saved, I said. Then they thought for a while and said, okay, Prabhuji, first I'll put out the fire and then I'll run behind him. So you can see that our anger is reduced. How? Actually, when you chant the holy name with a prayerful mood, when Krishna's mercy comes in the life of a devotee thinks, I also have many faults. Not that others only have faults. I have many deficiencies. Sometimes my behavior has caused him to behave like that. Like I take a stone and throw it and it comes and hits my head and, hey, why stone is hitting me? I only throw it. So sometimes I begin a behavior which makes other person behave like that also. So these things you will be able to think deeply when you get time. You have to purchase time by delaying the reactive behavior. Because if you immediately react, then the relationship is either broken or it can go to more bigger fight also. Correct, no? So in essence, what I told you in solutions, you can remember this ABCD, you can remember. A is association, I told you, coming in regular association. And B is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, study. That gives you the discriminative compass. It gives you. And C is the chanting of the Mahamantra regularly, daily. D is delay reactive behavior by chanting Mahamantra 3 times. You delay it. Don't immediately react to situation. Don't panic. Don't cry. Don't become depressed. But delay. I can tell you one example of a cheerful example. Can I tell you? When Yashoda Maya was trying to bind Krishna, at the time, Krishna's fist was only this much. It's called one hasta. And the ropes she collected from different gopis, different color ropes also, and tied together. That was 100 like this, 100 times like this, 100 fists. So she was wondering, with a 100 fist long rope, I'm not able to bind one fist hip of Krishna. Morning I put bangles for him, bangles went. I put necklace for him, necklace went. I put nupur for him, nupur also went. But why this rope is not going? There was a reason. Why? Because Krishna has one Shakti called Vibhuti Shakti. Vibhuti Shakti did not allow Mother Yashoda to bind. Because if she binds him, he cannot go for Makanchor Leela. He cannot go. He cannot go for stealing butter. Correct, no? So, at that time, all the gopis told her, the gopis are smiling. Gopinam susmayantinam smayantim bismita abhavat, it is said. While the gopis were smiling and telling Yashoda, Yashoda, it is not in your son's fate today that to be bound by you. Don't waste time with him. Go to the kitchen, you have a lot of work pending, they said. But Yashoda was smiling and binding Krishna. Generally, when you are repeatedly trying something from morning to evening, it is not happening. What do you think we will do? Either we will become angry and frustrated, or we will become depressed. Depression is in Tamaguna. Anger and frustration is in Rajaguna. But Yashoda did not show either of the sign. What was she doing? Gopinam, Susmayantinam, Smayantim. She was smilingly endeavoring, it is said. So we learn from Yashoda, in our life we should always be cheerful. In any situation. Like I am reaching a station, I see the backside of the train is already going ahead. What I should do? I can throw tantrums. I can become frustrated. I can beat on my head and sit down. Correct now? Or I can just smile. See, the train is showing its back, you see. Isn't it? Okay, then look at the watch and see what is the next train. Because this train is lost now. Let us find out. So it all depends on how you take things. That's why I told you, life, you can take life like a game in this world. And it's a temporary game you're going to play for a short while. But your real main duty is in human life is to liberate the spirit from matter and take the spirit soul back home, back to Godhead. That's the ultimate goal. Real goal, the reality of life is that. Otherwise, we are sitting in this bodily machine, we are seated. This is only for 60, 70, 80, 90 years. Then you switch from one body, second body, third body, fourth body. Yeah. And when you delay reacting, that itself is a genius. If somebody can delay, a person who can delay can also reflect and take a alternative action. Because think before you speak. Look before you leap. Imagine you're walking on the road. There is a manhole which is open. And you're looking at the sky like this, putting a hand like this, walking. You're walking, and then you fall into the manhole. Then you look. Hey, where am I now? I'm inside the hole now. How will I come out now, isn't it? Because he was not doing look before you. Because if you're looking at the open manhole, you will go by the side. You will not go. Therefore, vision comes first, action comes next. So vision first, action next. Think before. This is actually Sattva-guna. Sattva-guna actually means you think twice before you take any action. Like in case, imagine one of your friends is very important for you, but somehow today a quarrel has come between both of you. What is important for you? Relationship is important for you, or proving your point is important for you? In case relationship is important, you can forgive. Forgiveness is the bridge that preserves the relationships. And arrogance, ego, proving of a point, that is like a wall we put around ourselves. If both parties put wall, there is no connection. We lose the friends by that. So that is why this whole world is filled with people now who want to prove their point. Nobody wants to improve. Everybody wants to prove. So that's one thing. In Krishna consciousness, we take a humble disposition. Like for example, once I am saying the right thing, that fellow is saying a wrong thing. Then what I will say, okay Prabhu, whatever you are told, I will reconsider. I'll go and check it. Whatever reference I am telling you, that's what I read. In case I find, I will send you. Then when I send him the exact reference, then he will agree. Rather than just arguing on the face. Correct, no? Taking a humble disposition. My Guru Maharaj used to say, it is better to lose first and win forever than win first and lose forever. Those people who are willing to bend, they are better off in this world than those people who are brittle like a brittle glass bottle. We should be like a glass bottle or Bisleri bottle. Bisleri bottle is bendable. Glass bottle breaks. So in such matters like family, friendships, and we should be good listeners than people who are just making arguments. Thank you for the important question. That is with respect to one of the points we talked about, keeping ourselves calm. How we can keep ourselves calm by delaying the reactive response. Thank you. It's getting late. We are going to do kirtan now. 5 minutes I can do kirtan. All right. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Aur Bhakta Vrinda.
Rise for the kirtan. Hare Krishna.